It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is every mother's nightmare with The Walls Come Tumbling Down. And just before that, we heard Red Rain with Red Rain. And both of those bands will be performing in 2 weeks at the Summer Bash in Wooster, Ohio, put on by High Volume Music. And we'll be here. Both Chris and I will be hosting that show. And, boy, I tell you what, it was such a far time off that I can't believe it's already here, Chris.
I know. Isn't it crazy? We're already up to the show happening, man. See, when did we book this? In like January or something,
Yeah,
right?
It was really, really early. It was still kind of cold outside, and we're thinking, oh, man, August. Yeah, that's like months and months and months away. Here we are 2 weeks out.
I know. Now it's like, oh, fuck, we got to go. I mean, this is going to be great.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I think, for me personally, just because I'm so out of the loop with, not being able to see a lot of the people that I used to hang out with so many years ago, that one being you, and of course seeing our good friend Billy Morris, and seeing the guys from Red Rain again, and, hooking up with the guys from Every Mother's Nightmare at one point. And so it'll be good to hang out and, reconnect.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. And, I was just talking to Bill Chavis today about, we're trying to get the plans together as far as if we're going to have a place to broadcast from, if we're going to have internet, if we're going to have a line, all these different things that are coming together, which is good, because now that I'm actually involved in it, now I feel like it's actually happening. Dude, this is the first time, and you can attest to this. This is the first time that we've done something where I really didn't have any involvement other than the initial, hey, let's do this. And I don't know, for the longest time, I think I haven't been connected to it because I really wasn't involved in any of the planning. The only thing I did was put Red Rain in touch with Bill to get them on the bill.
Right.
That's been the extent of my connection to this thing, really.
Sure. Well, now, we didn't have a ton to do with the Melodic Rock Fest either.
No, but I did have a lot of interaction with Andrew about, putting things together, putting us on, what we would do, different stuff like that. I did have quite a bit of behind the scenes type of activity. With this, I had like none. I mean, I other than the very, very beginning where I was the guy that checked the website to make sure it loaded okay on phones, that was about the extent of what I've done for the Summer Bash.
Right. Well, as we're getting to be such big stars that we should just need to roll in and just appear.
Yeah, just roll up in the limo.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to do all the groundwork. I mean, seriously.
It's everybody else's problem these days, not ours.
It's everybody else's nightmare.
That's right. Just not us.
Right. Well, we're dealing with a professional organization, High Volume Music. Of course, we've never met Bill Chavis, but we've dealt with him for literally 2 decades. Yeah,
we've been since he was Chavis Records, way back when.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be nice to put a face to the name of Bill Chavis for the first time, just like we did with Andrew.
Absolutely.
So it's strange that you and I have been involved with this stuff for over 2 decades, and there's so many people that we've communicated with or had some associations with that we've never met.
Yeah, it is odd that we've gone this long without meeting quite a few of these guys, and Chavis is one of them. I mean, and dude, even at Melodic Rock Fest, you brought up Andrew. What about Dave Tedder?
Yeah, well, that was the next guy I was going to actually mention, that we've had, decades worth of contact with Dave and never knew the guy.
Yeah, and even at Melodic Rock, he was standing right next to us. We didn't know who he was.
Well, we never laid eyes on the guy before.
Yeah, he was always just a name on a screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe this is our retirement tour. We're getting and seeing all of our people that we've dealt with before we quit. Is that what's going on here?
I don't think that's going through my mind, at least. I don't know about you, but I think that we're entering a new phase of the CMS. I go back to Lemmy when I think about this. Is like, well, what do you attribute to your success? Whatever you want to call success.
Yeah.
And his answer was always not quitting.
Well,
the only reason we're successful is because we stopped not being here, or we didn't stop being here, rather.
Well, I'll tell you what, I keep getting these emails back and forth. I might be retiring like tonight.
I think once we get things ironed out with our potential commercialization of the show, I think it'll go a lot smoother. I think it's just working out the bugs right now.
Did you read the?
Yeah, I did. I just read it just 5 minutes ago.
Could you just feel me ready to punch my screen when
yeah.
I?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and Dave, if you're listening to us, this is not anything against you. Trust me, this is not anything against you. This is about the business of sponsorship.
Yes.
Where this show is concerned. And believe me, I appreciate everything that you, Chris, have done and what Dave is attempting to do and everything. What we're trying to do here, and I'll just put it out there for the fans so everybody does, you guys sold out. You guys are,
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
No.
We were approached by a marketing guy who told us about 6 months ago, hey, I'm interested in your show. I think that you have some marketability. I want to take a gamble and work with you guys and see if I can, garner any commercial interest in sponsoring or supporting your show. Mm-hmm. And we had a long conference call way back in January. And we discussed what we do, obviously. Dave's a fan. I mean, he comments on stuff, so he listens.
Absolutely.
Which is how he found us. And so he knows what we do.
Right.
But yet he was still willing to take the risk and go, I'm going to represent these guys.
Right.
And we said, God bless you if you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. We're trying to make the banner ads. Chris and I shot some video commercials this week.
Right.
We're just testing it out ourselves because this is kind of new for both of us. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to do this in a way that it may help sponsor the show, but not be intrusive in the show.
Correct.
And the thing is that our live audience on a Saturday night, that is the least of our audience through the week.
Right.
Our biggest audience comes from all the downloads through the week. I mean, when I cut the show up on Sunday or, late, Monday evening or whatever it is, there's usually on an average about 10 segments that go up a week.
Right.
And so, if somebody wanted a spot on a pre-roll or a post-roll on each one of those segments, that's where the exposure is going to be. Doing it live here on the show, not so much. The hardcores are the ones who tune into the show on Saturday.
Right.
And that's the smallest portion of our audience. Mm-hmm. So doing live commercials during the show, I don't think it's really that beneficial.
Well, I'll quit the show if we do that.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there. There will be no ads during the live show.
Yeah, because doing it during the live show, it doesn't really, it's not a widespread thing. I mean, we're doing on an average about 4,800 downloads a day of the podcast. Mm-hmm. On an average Saturday night when we're doing the live broadcast, we're probably doing maybe 400.
No, more than that.
You think? Well, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I know for a fact it's more than that.
Well, what is it? Do you know?
Around 3,000.
3,000 on the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You would know that. I don't see the back end stuff as often as you do, but so about 3,000 listeners during the live show.
Yeah.
Not worth it to break up what we do with doing an ad.
Yeah.
And that's worldwide. I mean, so if we're doing Joe's tattoo shop in bumfuck New Jersey, our good friend Patrick in Finland, that's not going to mean anything to him.
He's not going to fly in for a tattoo?
No. It's not going to mean anything to him. Or our friends out there who, from Australia, they're not going to, they're not going to be too concerned about Bill's muffler shop.
Right, of course.
It's just like, I'm going to take my car over there. It's not beneficial.
Right.
And we understand that. And again, this show doesn't need the money.
Right.
But if there's a possibility of finding a good common ground there where some benefactor or where we'd be the benefactor of a, some commercialization without being intrusive, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for that. I just, as I have said from day one, from the first meeting, from the first thing that came out of my mouth, I don't want any more business in my life. I have enough business with the two businesses. I don't have enough time in my life for more of it. And the CMS is where I blow off steam.
Yeah, same way here.
And for us to be doing the segment this is hard to explain, but there's a flow that me and you have to catch if we're doing a good show.
You're right.
And I don't know how to explain it, but when we're on, and everything is on. That's the music, that's the me and your interactions, that's the chat room, that's the callers, everything is clicking. If we're breaking that up with, even if it's in between songs with, hey, this is Bill from Bob's Mufflers, and if your car is loud, come here. If we're doing that, that's going to fucking make me hate it. It's going to put me in a bad mood. And when I get in a bad mood, we know that doesn't always work well for the fucking show.
Right. I agree.
That's all.
So anyway, we're working out the bugs. I mean, I think it'll be maybe a worthwhile venture. We'll see. And again, we're concerned about giving you a good show, the one that you tune into so faithfully every week, without destroying the integrity of what we do.
Exactly. I think David should probably be emailing you, not me, because I'm so goddamn volatile.
Yeah.
I'm volatile, and too, and this is I don't know David very well. I mean, I've talked to him a couple times. Seems like a really nice guy, so I'm really not shitting on him here. But he is catching me at what could be the worst time ever to catch me.
Right.
I'm more busy than I have been in about 5 years. I mean, just 2 solid weeks, 18 to 20-hour days, every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, then in the middle of some of these days is, hey, well, can you change the website and put this here? Or could you do this? Or can you make these videos? Or could you do... And it's like, oh, my God, I'm going to fucking quit this fucking show!
Well, like I said, once everything gets where it needs to be,
right?
I don't think that'll be a hassle.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I haven't just said, all right, fuck it, throw it away. That's why I've just been like, all right, whatever. I'll shoot some videos. Whatever we need to do.
Yeah. I shot a couple here in the studio. I see you did one, I don't know where you were, in your living room?
Living room, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just fucking, I literally just, I did those 2 videos in exactly 3 minutes. No script, no thought, no nothing.
Well, I did mine ad lib as well. I mean, I thought about it before I did it, and then I just went for it,
Yeah. I quickly hit up Joe and John and said, hey, do you guys mind if I put your professions on the CMS site? Because obviously with what we do, they might not want to be on there.
Right.
But I got permission from both, and then it was like, hey, it's Chris from the Classic Metal Show, and let me tell you, when I'm getting my picture taken, I do it with Joe Cleon.
Right.
Just a total cheese dick.
Sure,
ring.
of course.
Whatever.
I went with more of a cerebral thing rather than just, being the hokey radio guy.
Yeah, I liked your Pinball PA one. This was a time of kick-ass music, kick-ass chicks, and kick-ass games.
Yeah.
I was like, Neeley's a guy that hasn't played a fucking video game in 28 years.
Well, I spent a lot of money in the arcades, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Back in the day. I mean, that was probably, for my friends and I, when we were driving age, we were, 16, 17 years old.
Sure.
And we had busboy jobs at Bob Evans and,
Right.
we were supposed to put a few bucks away for college, and you had some spending money to buy some McDonald's and go to the arcade.
Right.
Well, we played a lot, and mind you, this was like 1981, 1982.
Sure.
We played a lot of Donkey Kong, a lot of Dig Dug, a lot of Galaga.
Sure.
Phoenix was another one.
Phoenix, I remember that one.
Yeah. Millipede or Centipede.
Mm-hmm.
We played a lot of that.
I don't like the ones with the trackball. Centipede, Millipede. What was the other one? The one with the knob? Tempest.
Yeah, I was not a Tempest fan.
Not a big Tempest fan either. Dude, the funny thing is, I've played more of these games since I started owning Pinball PA, and it's like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't have all these games around me back then. I didn't like a lot of them.
Yeah, well, my favorites were Donkey Kong.
Okay,
that was a huge one, and Galaga was my jam. I still kick ass on Galaga if I see a Galaga machine, which is rare.
Yeah,
but if I get a chance to play one, I still can do pretty well on that.
Well, we have two of them at the Mighty Pinball PA.
Yeah, I played it when I was there.
We have the little one and the big one, and in fact, we have three because we have the little one, the big one, and we have the combo with the Miss Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We have three Galagas, I guess.
Right.
Did you play? And this might just be a Pinball PA thing, but did you play Gyrus, which is Galaga 2?
Yes, I have.
Did you like it or no?
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't play it enough to really get into it because I never really saw that many.
Right. Yeah. It's a hard game.
It is. It is a hard game.
Yeah.
But of course, Pac-Man was king at one point.
Right.
But yeah, it was just that those were my games. But that was when video games were fairly new.
Sure.
And they were very widely distributed to the arcades and even your little corner 7-Elevens where the Spectinas hang out.
And all of your like stores, your Kmart's and whatever. Remember back then they all used to have this like a foyer in front of the
it was just like a little nook.
Yeah, and every one of them had like one or two pinball machines and a asteroids or something in it. Every single one of them had them. By the early 80s, by 82, 83.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we used to always do that too. There was where I lived in Streetsboro, there was a Fisher's Big Wheel that was like within walking distance. And we used to walk down there and we would just spend about 50 cents because we were all really good at asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd play all fucking day on 50 cents. It was great.
That was one game that I never really got into was the asteroids.
Asteroids?
Yeah, just never appealed to me. I played it and I had a good friend in high school and that was his game. He just loved asteroids. But me, I just wasn't into spinning that little triangular ship around, and it just didn't really. It just wasn't my thing.
Well, the only way to play it is if you fly. You have to be flying, and you have to be just going, from the top to the bottom, flying up, and you just keep rotating, and then shooting the saucers every time they show up. Once you get down to one little pebble left to shoot,
mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can win at that game. If you keep just clearing screens, you will die. You will die fast because there's too much shit coming at you.
Yep.
But if you get down to one little thing and then you just start flying as fast as you can and shooting the saucers, you can rake up some high scores.
I'm sure you can. I think probably one of the things that I liked as far as video games, where the music is concerned, I always liked the starting music for Dig Dug.
Oh yeah.
Dee 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 dee. That's the one. But you just sit there and eat dirt like a crazy person and go after the those little Dig Dug guys. One of the funniest things that we discovered playing Dig Dug, now that I'm thinking back about it,
right,
was how we used to get up behind those little guys with your little air hose.
Right.
And you pump them all the way up just about like 2 pumps away before they explode.
Right.
And then they start deflating again, and then you pump them up again, and their eyes and stuff are like bulging out, and you like stop pumping.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you just hit the last pump and boom!
So funny.
It was kind of sadistic in a way.
It really was. In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. That That's it.
You know what I like best about playing that?
What is that?
That you were able to hear it.
I did. I heard it this time.
That's the new Skype.
All right. They fixed a bug, huh?
They finally fixed something.
Wow. Very good. Well, anyway, I will be visiting your Pinball PA next week.
Yes.
I will swing through there and visit and check out the new Iron Maiden machine.
Yeah, look, you're going to play that before me, you son of a bitch.
And I will play my fill of Galaga and see what else you got going on there.
Yeah, play the new Guns N' Roses, too.
Right.
That's there. There's all kinds of good shit in there.
I'm not going to require you to block out a time for me to play there, uninterrupted without the public knowing that I'm there.
Right.
I'm not going to ask you to close the place on my behalf just so I can go play that,
Well, I could, I mean, it's not like Saturday's a busy day for us or anything.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to be mobbed or anything, because I'm such a celebrity. No, but I'm gonna stop through there and play me some games.
Nice. Well, good, man. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. So all that's all well and fine. But getting back to our point, 2 weeks away from today,
yes,
is the big summer bash.
It is,
and it should be fun. I did play some Red Rain and some Every Mother's Nightmare, and of course Billy Morris is going to be there, and Tuff, and LA Knights, and Big Machine.
I'm not even sure if they're on the show anymore. I don't know.
It's changed up a little bit.
It has changed up a little. Lola, Montez, LA Knights. I'm looking. Why don't I just go to the website?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
HighBallSummerBash.com. It is, as of today, One Crazy Summer, hosted by Chris Aiken and Wendell Neeley of the Classic Metal Show.
Yeah, I see they spelled my name wrong in the little article they were running.
Of course, but they got it right on the flyer. It's Billy Morris, Every Mother's Nightmare, Tuff, Red Rain, Babylon Shakes, Lola Montez, and LA Knights.
Okay.
That's who's going to be there.
All right, and it'll be the CD release party for Billy Morris.
It will. His CD drops the Friday the day before, so his release party will be on Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm sure I would hope that they would have copies available out there. Maybe Billy can sign some stuff for you if you come out.
He could sign it at the special VIP booth that apparently you and I are going to be part of.
All right. Well, now I did see that there was a VIP offering. Do you know anything about it? Is there any details that you can share?
It is, who could offer better than me is Jackal, because he signed up for it.
Yeah, but, I saw he was asking, like, okay, I want to go. I want this. Now what do I do?
Yeah, he signed up. It's limited to 50 people. It includes your event ticket, early entry, a special VIP area, pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue boneless wings, homemade waffle fries and kettle chips. So basically, Billy's going to empty out the truck, it sounds like. Miller Lite water is free beer. Oh, Miller Lite water soda, meet and hang with the bands and us, signings and photo ops if you bring your own camera, high volume music swag bag, and a commemorative laminate. And that's not really bad for $50.
For $50, that's a nice grab.
$55, you get a ticket, lunch, and swag. That's not bad.
That's real good. I mean, if you think about just the beer and the food alone, that's like $25.
Yeah, and then the ticket is $15 more.
Yeah,
that's 40 of it right there. And then meeting me, that's got to be worth like 20, and you got to be worth like 50. A lot of value in this shit.
All right, well, we'll be there for that.
Yes.
Me personally, I'm just going for the barbecue.
Him too. Fat guy gonna get fatter that day, buddy.
Yeah, pal.
I already have I was talking to Stevie Rochelle earlier in the week, and he said I was telling him about, that we're maybe going to be broadcasting or whatever. And he was like, fuck that. Me and you're going to go sit over there by the truck and just eat all the fucking pulled pork.
Yeah.
And I was like, Neeley, you might be on your own.
Yeah, looking forward to some Billy Morris rock and roll ribs, or rock and roll. What is it called?
The smoking rock and roll.
Oh, smoking rock and roll. There you go.
Rock and roll.
And every mother's nightmare will be bringing the smoke adulted voodoo.
Yes. Well, I'll say this: the music will be fine, but the best attraction of the thing is Billy's fucking cooking.
Right.
The fucking food that he puts out is amazingly good.
Well, that spread that he put on for the opening of Pinball PA, I can't believe it, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of food that was left over from that thing.
Oh, I know.
Was just amazing.
They're probably still eating it. Yeah, dude, there was so much food left over that we had like trays of it in the fridge there at Pinball PA. I had a tray of it here at the house.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a tray home with me. There was tons we were giving it away to customers. Because we didn't want, there was tons.
Yes, there was.
And it isn't like people didn't eat, man. We had, everybody ate like 2-3 plates of food.
I know I did. I ate like 3 plates.
Yeah, I think Billy just because he didn't really charge me a fortune for it, and I think he just went all the way over the top with it to do me a solid. But boy, did it, because every single person that was there, and there was a lot of people, everybody ate and ate and ate and ate. That was a good deal.
Yeah, and then he also provided the food for your book release party.
Yeah, and everybody ate all that.
Yeah.
There was nothing left over of
that.
that.
I know. That was some good stuff, too.
I didn't even get a sandwich out of that one. I was fucking pissed. I was like, God damn it, I spent $600 on this food and I didn't get a fucking sandwich? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing left at the book release, but that was a bunch of animals that came in here. They were like just trying to pad their drunk.
Nice.
Well, they were, and you saw me that day. I wasn't trying to pad any drunk. I was just trying to be drunk.
Right. Well, anyway, if you haven't made your plans and you're on the fence about going, I would hope that just that discussion alone would tilt you the right way.
Yeah, you should come out. If you're close, come. You should definitely come out and see what's happening, because it's going to be a fun time.
I agree, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about something that Chris and I have both seen coming down the pike years ago, and the reason why that this show has always been independent and not reliant on corporate.
Before you get into a serious note here for a second, look at that fucking post from Nathan in Kentucky.
Look at me, I'm shooting Tim James.
Oh, Tim James is trying to capture you.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay.
Remember how?
Oh, yeah. There's right. You have to get the double ships, and then when you shoot the one that captured you, then you get double fighters.
But Tim's trying to capture you.
I see that. Look at him.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah. Look at me. I got 3 ships available.
Look at you.
Yeah.
3 Neelys available for Tim.
Right. That's so good.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Yeah, that's a good game. Love that game.
Yep.
Too funny. But anyway, if you haven't been following the news this week, a guy that, is for the most part internet-based, even though he does have some terrestrial radio outlets and other things, InfoWars got yanked down by several platforms in one day.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that that's suspicious, something is wrong with you. That 3 of the largest internet content providers out there, collectively pulled down InfoWars.
Well, dude, he got pulled by more than 3. He got hit by iTunes, Google,
YouTube,
LinkedIn, Spotify, all of them.
Okay.
left them up was Twitter.
Yeah, I was thinking that YouTube, which I consider that to be Google,
Sure,
Spotify, and iTunes. I was more or less keying in on those.
yeah, but LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn is interesting, but yeah, it's a big deal. And now I don't know if you saw this today, but the Twitter yanked Gavin McInnes off.
Oh, they did.
Yep. So now the whole censorship thing is in full effect.
It is in full effect. So because of what happened, and if you weren't aware of it already, we're moving our internet platform as far as chatting and, that kind of thing over to Gab.
Yes, Gab.ai.
Yeah, Chris had the wherewithal to make that change because we know that eventually it's going to come around to us.
Yeah, eventually we will get zapped.
Yeah, we're going to get it. So we are not going to be reliant on Facebook, which I've never been a fan of from day one because I've always said that was going to be a problem. Always.
Right.
And, Twitter, we don't really do that much on Twitter.
Not really.
But so far they have not yanked Alex Jones off of Twitter.
Right.
As far as I know.
No, not yet.
Not yet. And, we're trying not to be reliant on any one of these internet content providers to, bring the show to you. So that's why we're trying to always stay independent and not be a slave to the master as it goes.
And now, as a result of all this, too, another thing that I'm working on because I have so much free time.
Yeah.
I'm actually building, and I haven't bought the name yet, so I won't do a rev and announce it and have somebody else buy it for me. But I'm working on building us a new website, not like in addition to the classicmetalshow.com. That's going to be where we can distribute our podcast and our videos and stuff without YouTube and without iTunes or whatever. So I've got it started. I just haven't had time to finish it because I'm overloaded with actual real work, and and we're going to adjust to it. I mean, we're going to adapt to it, and if they do get us, Rich in the chat room said, yeah, Gab's under fire too. I did see that this week. I was like, great. Now that I spent the money to be a pro on Gab. But, yeah, Gab was threatened to be shut down. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Who was going to shut them down?
Microsoft.
Okay.
Because their server is hosted by Microsoft Azure, or Azure, whatever that is, Azure. Okay. Which I guess is the same as like Amazon Web. It's just Microsoft's version of it.
Okay.
So the social media thing, is really under attack, and the same with distributing content. So I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. I'm for sure gonna build a place where the show will be distributed. That if I have to build another server, buy a server, I'm going to buy a server, and I'll host the site myself.
Right. Well, see, this has always been my concern about people who, quote unquote, put all their stuff in the cloud.
Yeah.
Because what would stop the cloud provider from saying, I don't like your content, I'm just going to close you down?
That's it.
Say, I've never been a fan of the cloud. Obviously iPhone comes with the cloud feature where you could store your stuff.
Sure.
Things like never used it. Never signed up, never used it. It's just like, you know what? I don't want you having my stuff.
Right. I'm a slave to the Google.
See, I won't do it. I absolutely won't do it.
I do have backups of everything, but I am definitely, because I bounce from computer to computer, I use it. But.
Well, I get that, but the thing is that I have like 6 hard drives,
right? That
I put everything on there. From the CMS music to the interviews to the shows to everything.
Right.
I will not put it up on a cloud because who knows who these people are.
Yeah. Well, you can't put anything up exclusively in one place. You can't do it.
Yeah, but even so, look at Alex Jones. He didn't put his stuff exclusively in one place, and all of his platforms got pulled.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I'm not shitting on Alex because I mean the guy is what he's been able to do without corporate sponsorship has been pretty amazing.
Yes, it has.
But the fact that he did not have his own platform to distribute his shit is crazy to me.
Well, I agree with that.
I can't. I mean, he has the resources to do it. I mean, look, on our small level, the fact that I'm an IT whiz is going to be a fortunate break that we have. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's a fortunate thing that you and I have, that I know this shit backwards and forwards, to where I can adjust before the system and actually build us our own podcasting website that's, the same as iTunes or whatever. So we're fortunate in that regard. But man, oh man, how does an Alex Jones not hire somebody to do that for him and spend the last 5 years building up his own thing like he did with InfoWars, the site, Infocast or something? I can't believe that he let that happen.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, is that it's in his name, InfoWars.
Yeah. Yeah, he should know.
He would be the guy. I mean, regardless of you like Alex Jones or not, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
It's just the issue that somebody got targeted and, well, we don't like you, so we're going to delete you from the internet. Right.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. Look, Tyrant. Alex said Wednesday's looking for some good IT guys. I don't want to work for Alex.
Well, I got a hold of a guy up in Cleveland. He's been he's been doing this web work for God knows how long. Checked out his website over there at Aiken IT Services. He says he's been around since 2005. I'll get him on the phone and we'll find out what the story is behind this Chris Aiken guy. He thinks he can help me in InfoWars, and he seems like he'd be in our camp. So in the next break, we'll bring Chris Aiken from Aiken IT Services on and see if he can help us here at InfoWars.
We did our research, and we can confirm 100% that he is not a member of the Bilderberg Group. So therefore, we have potential to hire Chris Aiken. He stomps on gay frogs. He stomps on them, I say.
You like my Alex Jones impression?
Great. Alex rules, man. I love him. I don't believe half the shit that he says. I mean the other half proves itself to be, but I love him. I can't stop laughing when some of the shit that he does. The gay frogs thing, I posted that out on Gab this week. Have you heard the?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
So fucking, I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard, but it's fucking funny
because it's the absurdity of it.
It just and the whole remake of it and everything else. Just hysterical, man. Yeah. But yeah, I am surprised that Alex, let himself get that. You know what? There's a part of me though that thinks that this is the best thing financially for Alex Jones. He's going to be the martyr for free speech.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Somebody's going to take the fall, and I hate to sound, use the old cliche philosophical way, but when one door closes, another one opens. Mm-hmm. This is going to launch a whole new independent programming.
It really
for a lot of people. So somebody out there with some wherewithal, they're gonna establish their own server or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And they're going to say, hey, you've been disenfranchised by YouTube or iTunes or whatever it is. Come on over here. We'll provide you a platform.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. And you know what? We'll come. We will go there on the spot. That's why I was quick to jump to Gab before any of this even started. If you look at our Gab page, it says when we started. I saw this coming, man, and I signed up for it in May. Mm-hmm. Because it just was starting to feel like they're going to come and get this shit. So, I'm not about to let the show crash. That was the thing. I've had a lot of people bitching about the Gab thing, like on Facebook to me, like in Facebook messages, like, how come you keep posting just the links? You're making everybody. Yeah, I am making everybody go over there.
Because it's going to go away.
Yeah, because eventually they're going to shut us down. And instead of waiting for them to shut us down and then us scrambling, I want it all in place ahead of time. I want it set up so that if they shut down everything, I could still stream. The reason I paid for the Pro of Gab was so that I can live stream, so that we could do the show live if we need to through the video. You know, you got to be ahead of the curve on this shit. You got to stay ahead of it, especially with what we do. So, you know, sorry if that upsets people that are fucking having to one step away from their comfort zone of face fuck, but that's the way it goes.
Well, I understand that this new platform server that's being offered to us here through Awaken IT Services, he's not a globalist. As far as I know, we checked out his background very thoroughly. We sent Millie over to his place. She got thoroughly fucked, but her report back was that Chris Aiken is not a globalist. He is not, he's not part of the Illuminati. And I think that it's a good fit for InfoWars. So we're going to be back, people, stronger than ever.
Bigger than ever. Now buy my vitamins. You got to support free speech. Buy the vitamins today. Buy the vitamins. It's the only way we can survive, everybody, is if you buy the vitamins. Now, see, now I'm giving free content for the vitamins. Ortiz is probably like, for fuck's sake, let me find a vitamin company first.
Right. So good. But anyway, we'll talk a little more in depth about that during the show because, to me, and I know Chris, it is a really big deal.
I think it's a huge deal. That's, of course, the media is not giving it any love at all because they don't want that to be. They don't want people to be concerned about it. They want people to just willingly give up their freedoms.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing, dude, because, yeah, I mean, technically they can take him off. They don't have to leave him on the platform.
That is true.
But there does seem to be collusion involved in a big way.
But see here, and I'll get into this a little bit later. But with Trump in office and with the success that he's been having, mm-hmm. and with the momentum swinging the other way,
yeah,
they're realizing that they're losing their grip,
right,
on the gains that they made during the Obama years,
mm-hmm.
and it's just like we got to stop this somehow.
Yeah,
we got to shut down everything and anything that does not support our cause.
Yeah, and they're sure trying to.
They did step one this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and McGinnis is another big one. I mean, he's a big one, man.
Yeah, he's the Proud Boys guy, right?
He's the Proud Boys guy.
Yeah.
And they knocked him off of Twitter, and you can bet if they're knocking him off Twitter, they're going to take him everywhere else, too.
Exactly. So, it's just going to one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's going to do the mad dash, mad scramble, get off of Facebook, get off of Twitter, get off of YouTube,
yeah, and
move over to something else.
Yeah, to Gab or Minds, or there's a few of them out there. I just personally like Gab, over Minds. I tried them both. David Ortiz turned me on to Minds, actually. And I like it. It does have a cool app, but I didn't like the interface on I found it a little difficult, so. But yeah, I mean, dude, who knows? I mean, in our world, I don't think we're in jeopardy quite yet, but it's going to hit.
It's going to hit. I mean, even if it's a year, that year goes by extremely quick.
Mm-hmm. And if we haven't done anything to be ready for it, we're just fucked. We're just fucked. So, I'm not willing to let the show be fucked. The only way there's lots more we can be doing to protect the show. There's everything from VPNing the audio so they don't know where it's coming from to there's all kinds of shit. And I will get into all of that eventually here because it looks like I'm going to need to. But it's a bad time, man. It's a scary time for fucking free speech. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah. It's like, we're only it's only free speech as long as it goes, as long as it agrees with us.
Yeah, as long as you say what I like.
Yeah. Go ahead and have free speech, but make sure it jives with what I think.
Well, That's why we're adjusting, folks. So don't get all crazy. Just fucking jump off of Facebook and move over to Gab.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Well, glad I never subscribed to Facebook.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still going to post there. I'll post whatever I post.
As long as you can use it, you will.
Yeah, I'll use it until. Look, we have 7,200 or something likes, followers, whatever they are on Facebook. Until my Gab says 7,200, I'll keep posting over there, leading people over to Gab. But, Gab is going to be my platform that I use for it going forward. It's just the way it is.
Okay. All right. Well, you've been warned. That's what's happening. That's what's coming up here. We also got some old school CMS stuff to cover today. Okay. I think you know what we're talking about.
I really don't.
Yeah, you do.
Old school?
Old school CMS stuff.
I'll wait till you do it. Did I send it to you?
You know what it is. We talked about it this week. Somebody stealing from somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
The old school fans will appreciate it.
New people are like, who are these two fucking jackals?
Exactly. So we'll talk about that as well. Then of course, we got some stories. The Classic Metal Show inbox. Since I'll mention this again. Since you redesigned the Classic Metal Show website, people are finding it easy to email stuff. We get 100 stories a week now.
Yeah, and 93 of them are from Mark Miller.
Yeah, I know. He is a busy guy.
Mark Miller does not. He's Wheezy better watch it. He's vying for the producer's job.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but I've got some stuff I want to cover. Of course, Mark's sending stuff. Our good friend Ozzy Ace, he sends me a shit ton of stuff.
Right.
I can't scan through all of it. I mean, it's just every day there's 3, 4, 5 things.
Yep.
It's just like there's just so much content, so I have to pick and choose and find the ones that I think will really catch fire for us.
Sure.
And let the fans have fun with it.
Yeah, of course.
So you're in store for a good show.
Sounds like a plan to me, man.
All right. Well, Billy Morris will be playing at the Summer Bash in 2 weeks.
Yep.
He's going to be releasing his new CD,
and
he is the headliner. So I'm going to play something from Billy Morris.
Okay.
He's going to play a tune here called The Weekend.
All right.
So here's Billy Morris exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hey, this is Billy Morris, and you're listening to my good friend Neeley on the Classic Metal Show.